Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is the Christian and Daniel Show.
Welcome, everybody.
Could that have been a longer pause?
Hey, Charlie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Charlie. Number one.
We'd like to welcome everybody who's watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Thank you for joining us. For all of you watching us on YouTube, do us a favor, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new show on the page. And remember, here at Little Extra Productions, Inc., we've got Monday horoscopes, Wednesdays, Kristen and Daniel, Fridays, Zodiacs, and Saturdays, Put It Together live stream. We're taking some time off on some of the shows. We'll be back soon. But for now, we're here. And hello, Wanda. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you back. How's everybody doing? Hi, babe. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you. Hump day.
Wednesday, April 26, 2023. And this is our show. Welcome, folks. I want to invite you to join us. Not that you need an invitation anymore. Y'all are so good at this. Join the conversation. Be part of the show. And here we are. So what's going on today?
My goodness. Oh,
I feel like although we spent the whole day together, we had such different schedules.
Yeah, we were like separate, but together, but separate. It's when I started off, I had a phone call with a diabetic specialist to talk about food and everything and getting my A1C down. And that's always a big discussion. And it's always, it's always about coming from an addict perspective. It's always about deprivation. It's always something I have to give up, something I can't do anymore. But that's just the crying, whiny baby. I think I'm a victim of everything, thinking that I don't do anymore. But it does still exist in the back of my mind. And, but she was really nice. She was really easy to talk with. It was a very nice conversation. I asked my questions I needed to. She asked her questions. And we're going to come back around. I'm supposed to be starting one new medication. And it's Victoza. And it's supposed to also help you lose weight. It's one of those ones that helps you lose weight too. And that's not a point. I'm actually taking it because I need it for my diabetes, not because I have vanity issues.
But it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, but unfortunately, because people are taking it for vanity reasons and not for legitimate reasons, the one that I would only have to do an injection once a week, Ozempic, is not even available because it's so backlogged and backstopped because everybody who shouldn't even need it is taking it. And so they're basically stealing out of a true sick person's hands and putting it in their very healthy, you probably don't need to lose weight hands. So I'm a little biased on that one. But so they switched me to one that you take every day. It does the same thing. It's the same formula basically. But I have to take it every day. I have to inject myself every day rather than just once a week. So it is a little less convenient, but we'll see. I haven't received it yet. So it'll be a miracle if it comes because it's as backlogged as all the other ones in the same drug group.
But at least you got somebody new looking at you. It's always good to have a new doctor perspective.
Oh yeah, I have a new doctor
checking in on you.
Thus, I have a new diabetic support team, and I have a new nurse team and a new medical aid team. So it's all good.
Which falls into today is National Get Organized Day. So you're getting medically organized today.
Yeah, I think this is my last appointment for at least a few months, which would be nice. I've had like an appointment every week for the last month. For this month and a little bit of last month. And I had an endoscopy in between. No, I had an endoscopy and we went on last Wednesday. So I was here for it.
Was that day?
Well, I got the results back, the official results from the biopsy. I forgot. I kept feeling the stitch and I go, why does it hurt? I forgot they took a biopsy of both my intestine and my stomach, my small intestine and my stomach. And because they're checking for cancer. Any form of cancer, and luckily came back clean slate. I'm as healthy as I can be, and everything on my insides looks good. Nice. At least as far as my small intestine and tummy, and my large intestine and rectum.
There you
They
go.
all are pretty.
There you go.
They all look
So
pretty.
I'm the only pain in the ass. That
You're the only pain in the ass so far, and I'm
Yes.
happy to keep it that way. I wrote a really compelling PSA on forgiving yourself and not letting yourself be human and not be perfect.
That's right. If
I
you're not
think-
following him on Instagram, go check him out.
I think a lot of people need to be reminded, particularly when you're a caregiver, that you're allowed to make mistakes and it's okay to make mistakes. You're not going to kill your loved one if you are a caretaker.
He tried. It didn't work.
Well, he begged and I didn't. So it was I felt very hard. It was a very heartfelt PSA because I think it's important to learn to forgive yourself and to let yourself be human.
We can bring it up if you want, so that people know about it.
Sure. I did on Instagram.
Yeah. So Instagram. What is it? Speaking of which, my biopsy results came back and looked pretty good and normal.
Congratulations, Charlie.
Congratulations.
I know exactly how you feel. It's good.
That is always a good thing. I don't know who's going to let me in there. Our Instagram. Oh, there it is. Keep talking while I look for you.
So then I called, I have a Shark cordless vacuum. Is that going?
Yeah, but it's paused right.
I have a Shark cordless vacuum that is amazing. It's their duo brush thing. It's a genius design because it can pick up large and small objects and you don't have the front end just pushing dirt ahead of it. It's a really great vacuum and it's cordless, which I love. So you just pull it out, vacuum, don't have to worry about cords or plugs or anything. The control panel on it broke off about a month ago. And I called into Shark today. I checked. My warranty's good for 5 years. I got it in 2020. So I have 2 years left. 2020 or 2021. Well, either way, it's like 2 or 3 years.
So you still have insurance on it.
2 or 3 years, but it doesn't cover what broke. It covers the motor and the bottom part of the vacuum. It has it sucks really good. It has huge suction. Yes, I do actually. And that was actually funny. And I called into their customer service. They're awesome. They're amazing. The guy was so nice. He is from the Caribbean. He wasn't from India, so it was a different accent, so it was fun. And he was super nice and helped me out. And he got me a replacement part for like half price with free shipping, which they don't usually do. So I got basically for $30, I'm getting a new upper part of my
pretty
vacuum.
much, basically.
So it's really cool. They really took care of me, and I didn't expect them to. I really didn't have the expectation because so many places you call when it's their warranty, they're kind of like heeing and hawing with you, like, oh, are you sure? And they had this really cool video feature where they can connect to my cell phone and see video through my cell phone of the problem, like what's wrong with the vacuum.
That's pretty cool.
What to do. So they don't have to guess at what's happening or guess if it's covered. But because of that video, he's able to say, unfortunately, it's not covered. But he didn't tell me this, but I'm assuming because he gave me half off of the part that this was because they totally changed the design of the handle on the next generation model. It's like a big, huge electronic screen now and never going to pop off. And I assume it's because a lot of people had this problem with this little control panel just breaking off eventually. And so I got it for half off. He took really good care of me. He was super nice. He asked me, how's the weather there? And I go, it's good. How's the weather? And he goes, oh, I'm in the Caribbean. I always want to give him that accent, but he didn't have a really strong accent. I go, I'm in the Caribbean and I like to, and now I sound like I'm Indian. So yeah, forget
before
that.
we get into any trouble.
Before I become a total racist.
So let's just.
He was super nice and it was just awesome. It was a really good experience. And that's with Shark. And I've had other, when I first got the vacuum, I was sent one that didn't work from Amazon. They sent me we certified this worked and it didn't work. And they didn't even send me the battery to go with it, which is really bad. Cordless vacuum needs its battery. If you don't give me a battery, it's just a piece of plastic.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Here's the video for everybody who wants to follow Christian on Instagram, please do. It's Christian P. Ramirez, very original. And here is a video.
Everyone. It's me, Christian. Just wanted to talk to you for a quick second. Remember, one of the most important things as a caregiver or as a patient or just as a human being is to give yourself the leeway to be human and make mistakes. It's inevitable, it's unavoidable, and you just have to be willing to forgive yourself in the end. And don't hold things against yourself. Remember, come to a website called cancerlife.com anytime and you can discuss matters just like this. cancerlife.com.
I think that is a very excellent.
And again,
There you go. I think that's a really excellent video. By the way, here is right there. Here is the website. Go check it out. We're both on there. I haven't been on there in a little bit. I hope I don't get in trouble. But go check it out. It's a great place, forum for people who are going through, survivors of, or caregivers.
Like, honestly, I'm trying to make it where it's just generalized caretaking. I'm not focusing on being a caretaker for someone with cancer because there are many types of caretakers. Like we caretake people who have Alzheimer's. We caretake people who have dementia, which I've done both of those. We caretake our loved ones who just maybe had COVID and you went through that. We care, it's, if you care for anyone, if you've cared for anyone who's sick, you're a caretaker. You've been a caretaker. And I think it's important to have an outlet because many times caretaker stories are overlooked and they aren't honored and they aren't even spoken about. It's like being a caretaker is this thankless job. Like you're just supposed to be good at it.
And the page was originally set for rare cancers. So if you have taken care of anybody, I think if you've taken care of anybody, come join the page. Check it out. We'll put the website. You can. Right there.
And there's people respond. They're really nice people. I've been having good responses and conversations with a few of the individuals on there. And I didn't have cancer. Knock on wood. By the grace of God, I haven't had to go through that experience. And just being a caretaker, at first I thought, I don't, just like a mental care, I just thought I don't count. Like I didn't go through it. I don't. You do. But you know what? We do because I may not have actually had the cancer. But I sure in heck went through it.
But you lived the cancer.
I lived through the cancer experience.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. You didn't live with cancer.
But I lived through it.
You lived with cancer
because you're the survivor.
Yeah.
But I can't discount what I went through. It changed my life. It really changed my life.
Not to put her on the spot, but she's watching. My sister Nancy took care of her mom who had Alzheimer's. Yep. Nancy doesn't have Alzheimer's, but she lived through Alzheimer's. She lived through that experience of because it does for anything. I mean, we're not going to get all into it, but when I talk to my clients about spirituality and energy, the ripple effect of what I go through affects other people. And, and when you were sick, what you went through affected me. We may not be the same type of caregivers, but it affected me nonetheless. And when we talk about
I'm kidding.
No, it's true. I'm
not.
But
it's hard.
Christian didn't know. This was not part of the show today, but Christian didn't know that when he was going through his illness and the smell of food made him sick, that I would leave the house, get food, and either eat at the restaurant or eat in my car, or I would park outside and eat, or anything that I cooked.
I mean, literally everything. Yeah. It's like. It reminds me of what my female friends who get pregnant, like I need to make that specification when I say pregnant, because all of a sudden men are able to get pregnant. Nope. When my friends who get pregnant, they apparently, not all, but a lot of them, they went through a phase where their noses became so sensitive that they told me it sounds like what they felt like during, I guess, the first trimester. Where they said every smell makes you want to go throw up.
Well, I mean,
I swear, the most delicious food that he could cook today, and I'd be like mouth watering, waiting for him to finish. I couldn't even.
Well, you can even smell it. The smells made you sick.
Yeah, I would have to be near an open window and breathing out the window.
This is when I learned to make. Caregivers are huge for burnout, and it's not really. Yeah. That's why part of my coaching program is to avoid burnout, and avoiding the burnout is letting go of some of those things that go down. Yeah. But that's when I learned to make spring rolls. I ate a lot of spring rolls when Christian was sick.
Oh, and they're so good though too. He makes them really good.
I do make good Christian. I do make good.
He learned the hard way how to make the pancakes right.
Yeah.
Because you can add too much water and they just
Well,
mush. Or
the rice paper,
Yeah.
you have to wet it just enough. And we're not getting a cooking class, but
but
maybe
yeah.
next time I'll make some. But I learned how to make
Oh, they're so good.
spring rolls out of ham and cheese.
Oh my God, everything.
And,
Everything.
Shrimp.
The only thing he doesn't like in the spring rolls is the mint. He won't
I
put the
don't
mint in.
know.
As long as there's no mint, you don't miss it. It's delicious.
I even know how to make the good peanut sauce.
Oh yeah,
Peanut sauce. Which, by the way, we've been cooking a lot lately.
we have.
We made one of the best hamburger helper meals last night. We took, I say we, I took. So I grounded up some beef, ground beef with onions. No,
Yeah.
I didn't have onions.
What you?
It was just seasonings. It was just seasonings.
Oh, and garlic,
Ground beef and garlic. just-
fresh garlic.
So cook that. I cooked a box of mac and cheese, but only the
Just the
macaroni.
mac.
And it was shells and cheese. But then we mixed the meat, the shells and cheese, and a jar of Alfredo sauce.
Yeah. It was, and it's only reason we did the Alfredo sauce is because we didn't have milk.
Milk.
And we thought that was, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I used up the
And
last
then I
milk.
ended up going to the store and getting
And I ended
milk.
up going to the store getting milk. Anyway, even though he's like, I'm not going to the store to get milk.
But we didn't have
And-
anything to drink,
But
and I want water.
what was great was that Alfredo sauce made the total difference. Like now we know, use the macaroni or the shells from the box, but don't just use really nice Alfredo sauce. Ours was Bertolli.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. It was beyond good. Like we almost finished that huge saute pan we made of it.
yeah.
Like there's just like a serving left, not even a full serving left.
The comment that I have never worked in Mexican fast food. First, let me say that never. But I did work fast food. I worked at Whataburger and Wendy's. But Charlie recently discovered an old episode of Operation Repo that I did back in 2009 when I moved. That was the very first TV thing that I did when I moved to California. So if you go back and it's on YouTube, if you go to YouTube and search Operation Repo garbage bag, I think those are good words. If you do that, I'm going to look it up right now and then tell you. You'll find it. And I wasn't not. Okay, disclaimer. If you watch Operation Repo and you thought it was real, it was not. It was scripted and just.
It's not a
Yeah,
reality.
it's not real reality, but
It's what do they call it? An altered reality.
yeah, but
or
most real
scripted
shows
reality.
have script. So I played a restaurant manager there, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way my character was put out there because I was so wimpy, like everybody stop fighting, everything's gonna be okay. I didn't like it, but I'm gonna look it up while we talk.
But Wanda, thank you very much for that acknowledgement. It is huge that so many caregivers get burnt out because when you become a caregiver, sometimes it's usually not gradual. It's usually pretty sudden. I think depending on the diagnoses. If it's dementia and Alzheimer's, yeah, it could be a slow slide into being a full caretaker. But everything else, it's usually fairly quick. And I had no idea how hard emotionally it was going to be. I mean, who does? Until you go a lot of things, until you go through it, you don't really understand it. Like people tell you what it's like when their parents passed, but you can't relate to it really until you go through that experience yourself. And I just appreciate that you're right. Not only, and that's something I maybe need to write about, is not only do we, the caregivers, forget to take care of ourselves or don't really know how to take care of ourselves, but also it's huge that there aren't any doctors that recognize the caregivers.
Yeah.
They always focus on the patient. So even when you're with the patient all the time, they still don't acknowledge that. No one ever goes, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Everyone just assumes you're the caregiver, so you must be fine, which is so not true.
So, but we'll be talking more of that. Maybe we'll do a whole with Christian in it. We'll do a whole alignment session.
Oh,
we're
that would
doing
be
a whole
interesting.
alignment with just caregivers, so we'll do that.
12 core zones.
That's when you told me 12 Corazones. 12 Corazones was a dating game on Telemundo here, where 12 people would go on the show to be matched up with other people. So I was in that. I was supposed to be paired up with a girl. Everybody on the show was in their 20s, except me. I was in their 30s. The audience, when they asked how old I was, and they were like, just say how old you are. And I said 30. They were like, your grandfather. So the audience started yelling, abuelo, abuelo, grandfather. So I was the first one kicked out because I was too old to date.
Mm-hmm. No.
So yes, I was not there. But you said, Charlie, I still believe down that I saw you in that episode of Rich Ripa. I was like, what's that, Daniel? Crap, it's Daniel. It's one of my favorite episodes. The only one reason that I watched the show is because of Matt, the sexy cop of Matt. Matt is pretty good. There's a picture on my Facebook. You can find it. Really a good-looking guy. Sweetest guy ever. Are you guys saying we lack sympathy at a huge amount?
There's some type of emoji that didn't come through.
Yeah.
You mean for caregivers? Yes.
Sometimes. I mean, we can generalize.
I'm not generalizing everyone, but I'll tell you, there's a large number of people we used to consider close friends that didn't ask once in years of caregiving how I was doing.
Yeah.
And so that is it's just a side effect of the experience. It happens to anyone who has a major illness. So we're not saying anyone is good or bad. It's just what it was.
So just to move on from all this, if you look up Operation Repo, Froy, which was the guy's name, F-R-O-Y, gets hit by a trash bag. Go look it up. You'll see me there. It's back
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's 11 years. Actually, this was uploaded 11 years ago, but it's from 2009, 2010. Go check it out. You should check it out. In other news, today is, because I'm wearing it, because this is one of my favorite shirts. Today is Denim Day. So if you are a denim wearer, congratulations. Today we're celebrating Denim
I don't
Day,
have a stitch of denim on.
which is very different from Levi's Day, which is a whole other celebration day.
And usually for the rich, because Levi's are not cheap.
I wear a lot of Levi's. This is a Levi's shirt, by the way. Hello, Levi's, if you're out there. What's up?
Sponsorship.
Today is also First Kiss Day. It's
Aww.
National First Kiss Day.
I haven't had a first kiss in decades.
Oh yeah, yes I am in a Camila Cabello video.
Oh yeah, he's in that too.
I'm in a Camila Cabello video.
He's a fruit stand guy or something.
She's in. It's for anybody watching. She's in the part where she's in like old Mexico and she's fighting these bandidos. I'm one of the nosy people in the background watching, but I move a lot so they can find me. So if you go see
years of experience being a background.
if you go see Camila Cabello, which I forgot which video it is, forgot which song it is. I can't remember. I know I have it saved somewhere. But if you go check it out, the Camila Cabello video, she did it at Paramount. I don't have it saved. Anyway, so today's First Kiss Day. Who was your first kiss? Do you remember your first kiss? How did you feel with your first kiss? I remember my first official first kiss that I consider like the one.
Well, I think it's your first romantic kiss.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Like, I think, because, your first kiss, my mom, when I was a baby born.
Yes, but
a romantic kiss would be.
My first kiss was this guy in drama in high school. Yeah, we hung out quite a bit because we were both in drama, and we both knew this was before I came out. We both knew we were gay. And we just hung out a lot. And then one day we were home alone in my sister's house, and I leaned in and kissed him. And then it was very romantic, but it was very romantic. And then no. And then we kind of looked at me. It was very good in the moment, and then we looked at each other. We're like, I think we're gonna be friends. I don't think this is gonna work out. So we were friends for a long, long time. I don't know what ever happened to him. Javier.
Oh, Javier.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I don't know where Javier is. He had a cute boyfriend up there. He dated a doctor. So if he stayed with the doctor, he's doing good up there in Monterrey. So yeah.
My first romantic kiss was with
What's that face? Hey, I was so teenager. That was I mean, I dated girls before that. I kissed girls before that, but I never felt like
I didn't have any romantic feelings for girls. So I kissed Gretchen a lot, but it wasn't romantic. It was just out of a function that I had to do to maintain my beard and my fake relationship. Or it wasn't fake, it was a real relationship, but it was just not sincere and it didn't have the right type of love or energy to be sustained. So I try not to count that time or those kisses. Before her, when I was 16, I met this guy online. Now understand, when I was 16, this was in the 19 era, 19 something, not 20 something, and not the 21st century. This was the 20th century. And we didn't have internet, like you didn't have Facebook. This is long before Facebook. We had what they called bulletin board services, BBS services. They're hosted by some guy with a server in some office usually. And a bunch of people go on there and just have text chats with the old green and black monitors that computers used to have.
wow.
And you dialed in with a dial-up modem and ee-oo, doo-doo-doo-doo, ee-oo.
Hang up the phone. I'm on the computer.
Which young people will never understand what that sound means. And I remember getting a 500 baud modem, and they were like, "Oh my god, 500 bauds is so fast, guys!" By today's standards, that's like beyond earlier than dinosaurs. Anyway,
So bring it back.
so thanks. I met this guy and on the bulletin board service, and we realized through chat that we buttered our bread in the same side. And I love that old phrase. And we got together and we went on this amazing date when I was 16, and he was also 16. It wasn't like an adult. It wasn't anything creepy. And we went on a date, went to Berkeley up into Grizzly Peak, which is a big makeout area back then. And it was all foggy. The peak is high enough that you're in the clouds. So it was really cool. You couldn't see anything. And we were in my, I remember everything because I remember cars and everything. I liked them. I just remember going up there and we had an amazing time. I was 16. Everything was perfect.
We only have an hour show.
So yeah, that was my first romantic kiss. I count with him that actually felt romantic, actually stimulated me in a non-friend way.
There's only one girl, Kevin.
One girl?
There was only one girl that I dated in high school. That was a good kisser. She was a good kisser. She later found out that I was gay, but she told me she knew I was gay when I kissed her. But she was a good kisser, so I will not say her name just in case
you're watching, or you have your life.
Just in case, but she knows who she is. Tú sabes, mami. She was a good kisser. Okay, what else is good today? Changing subjects. Here's a little blast from the past. Who remembers bookmobiles?
Yeah, we were talking about that last night.
Bookmobiles.
I remember we both loved when the bookmobile would come to your school. It was such a thrill because you would get these little pamphlets or like
it was like the
map, map. And you would mark down the books you want in advance. They're all most of them were pretty skinny little, almost like comic books, but they were really built for you to learn to read. And your teachers would give they would give the teachers the books that were applicable to that grade level. And it was just so much fun. Running, I remember when they'd drive up, they'd honk their horn and everyone would get out of class to go run over there, and they'd get totally bum rushed, and you'd be waiting forever to get in there to place your order. And the thing is, delayed gratification, because you didn't even get the book that day. They had to still input your order, and it got sent to the school to your teacher so she could give it to you in class when it came in.
My favorites were the Mad Libs.
Oh, Mad Libs
I
were
used to
fun.
love getting the Mad Libs. That's but then I had nobody to play with them, so I was filling them out myself. But
and then I love the sci-fi, all the science fiction books or anything that talked about space or moons or astronauts. I loved all that stuff.
I don't know when they stopped the bookmobiles, but if you're from the 70s,
60s or
70s, early 80s, then you probably had bookmobiles at your school. If you did, what was your favorite book? What was your favorite book?
Yeah.
Do you remember a favorite?
Oh, a specific title? I don't remember.
I remember I got a children's version of Walt Disney's biography. It was really
Oh,
small,
wow.
and it was just like the basic life of how Disney and how he created Disney World. This is probably
Oh, yeah.
it's probably like 1978, maybe 77.
That was still relatively
I was
new
young,
thing. Yeah.
but I remember that was the first biography I ever read as a kid, and I loved it. If I would say that I would have to go back to that time, which is when my whole imagination of the things that I could do in my life
Oh, yeah.
created.
Oh,
So yeah, that's probably why I like Disney. I have to go to Disney. In the 90s, no bookmobile, just the bookmobile catalog. Oh,
Oh, so you just get the catalog. Okay.
and then they would just deliver. No, you,
Oh, I loved it when the book. I
Get
that's
it in
sad that
there?
they stopped going. Yeah,
Get
but I
it-
know it's a cost overhead.
it would be one at a time or two kids at a time.
Yeah. Oh,
You-
God. And
you
the
would-
line.
You would get into the bookmobile and they'd have all the little books.
And you would every time you'd still believe you're actually going to walk out with
With a
what,
book.
what you see, but they were just display items.
I would save my allowance money that my parents gave me, and I was one of those kids that bought dessert almost every day. But when I knew the bookmobile was coming, because they give you like a week
Oh yeah,
notice,
yeah.
I would not buy desserts. I would save my money because my parents were not very big into like, okay, let's get you books. And so anyway, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll say overall, my favorite book from my childhood was not obviously didn't come from the bookmobile. Was my mom had a huge volume that had all of the Grimm's fairy tales in it, but it wasn't the Grimm's fairy tales, ha ha he he.
the
My
originals.
mom is German, so she had, and Germans don't play. They don't do the ridiculous happy ending garbage. They do the real Grimm's. These were the real Grimm's fairy tales that usually didn't have a happy ending or a happy middle. And
If you didn't know, go check out YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube
yeah,
has
the real Grimm.
the real stories, and
Oh,
they're not.
They're not the
fairy-
fairy tale.
not
They're not
fairy-
fairy tale. You couldn't call them fairy tales.
Yeah,
Or maybe you can, because I've heard fairies actually aren't necessarily the friendliest beings.
but go check them out.
But my mom would read that to me every night. She'd read a story to me every night, and it never scared me. Maybe that's why I don't get terrified. Like horror films never really got to me. Some of the gore did, but not the actual horror. Like people be like, and I'm like, really?
And if you've never seen the show Grimm,
Oh, I love that show.
we used
Oh, I
to
miss
we used to watch it together, right?
it. We watched it together in our early days of our relationship.
If you've never seen the show Grimm, check it out.
It's on. What channel did it get to? It wasn't. I don't think it was Netflix. I want to say it was Hulu.
We're gonna check. If you've
But
never
yeah,
seen Grimm,
All of the Grimm seasons and episodes, one of them got it. One of the streaming services
that's a
got it.
Peacock.
Oh, it's on Peacock, which you can do for free. You can sign up, just set up an account. It doesn't cost anything. You'll get commercials just like regular TV while you're watching. Actually, it's fewer commercials than regular TV. But if you haven't watched Grimm, Grimm is fantastic.
Oh, it's on Peacock. It's on Amazon Prime if you have it. It's on Google Play. It's on YouTube. It's on
For free.
Freebie, and on Vudu you have to pay. But it's anywhere. If you've never,
Most of the ones that are free, though, you'll see commercials.
which I was so excited because I went to an event and I saw the guy that played the wolf. On the
Oh.
show. Yeah.
Wow.
And his girlfriend, so who are a real couple. I think everybody likes.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Oh, Emery.
Welcome, Emily.
I had like preaching works of Shakespeare. Ooh.
You know, they used to do really great jobs of writing Shakespeare in modern English, so that kids and everyone, youngsters can understand and get what's going on in those Shakespearean stories.
Is it? It costs $5 a month on Peacock Network. Does it? Well, I have it through Cox.
Yeah, he gets it,
I get the
free.
Cox. Yeah.
and I do too because of
No comments, Emery. No comments. Today, I thought this one was kind of a cool day. Today is National Alien Day, and no, not aliens, like out of
You're a
space.
citizen. You're not.
Like-
you
like
need to stop pointing at
I'm
yourself.
like out of space aliens. Today is Martian.
Marsha,
Which RuPaul Drag Race was excellent.
It's an and that is one of the drag queens that truly evolved.
It was an excellent
on
season.
the season.
Excellent season. Right.
Sasha
yes.
Colby won. Oh, I'm sorry.
If you haven't watched,
Sorry, I just ruined it for you.
spoiler alert.
I'll put it this way: we were hardcore behind the winner. Like,
Hardcore.
we were hardcore for her.
Right now, we're watching Celebrity
Oh, it's so good too.
Race. It's
Even though the one that I think is doing the best, I actually knew who it was from the very start.
yeah, we knew.
Because it's supposed to be a secret. But everyone else, I'm pretty well in the dark. Most everyone else, I'm in
Really?
the dark.
You don't know who they are? I told you who they are.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember? Because he doesn't listen.
'Cause
He doesn't listen. So I know who they are. But
I
it's
like
really great to
having
see.
that mystery in my
Okay.
mind.
But
I don't know
yes,
who this is.
Do you believe in aliens? Do you believe in Martians or
I always,
UFOs?
my exclamation is always, this is a gigantic universe. We can't even comprehend how big this universe is and how many planets there are. We've seen, a minuscule amount of planets around other systems and other stars that are in the Goldilocks zone, which means the zone where the planet could have liquid water and support life. And we think you need water to support life. What happened here on Earth does not mean that's what needs to happen on other planets. Like there could be life that is so alien to us and so foreign to us that we couldn't even comprehend it. Like silicon-based entities, which would look like sand or would look like rock or stone that's living. We can't even comprehend that. We can say it, but we can't comprehend it. So no, I cannot believe this universe is empty except for us.
Just us?
How disappointing that would be.
Yes, I believe in. Yes, there are. I totally believe that. Yeah, I agree with Christian. Yeah.
And I think there are also, no, I'm not going to go, that's conspiracy. I'm not going to say anything.
I just think that the audacity,
The audacity.
that we think that we're the only ones out there.
Yeah.
The
arrogance. God.
And then if you lived, so I lived in Monterrey for several years as a teen, and this is in the 80s, and there's up in the hills, I remember nights, because long story short, but during the summer they would shut the lights off for like an hour, 2 hours for save electricity or whatever, and everything would be dark and you would see out. And I remember seeing things like that we would all stand there and go, that's
like lights not moving.
It's not a helicopter, it's not an airplane. Back then there weren't
we didn't have drones.
We had drones and stuff. And even so even like the chupacabra, I totally believe that there's an animal out there that. So if I believe in that, and then we work in energy and spirits, and we see things. Oh, we have to tell that story right now. Okay, so we see things and we hear things and we believe in the energy. So it would be kind of silly.
It would be counterintuitive for us to say, no, aliens don't exist. We're the only culture, society in the entire universe.
But ghosts exist.
But ghosts exist, and spirits all around us. It would, honestly, I would think, have I blown a fuse? Am I something wrong with me?
Okay, so
yeah.
Before we get into, let me show you the TikToker first, so we can get the TikTok out of the way. This is a pretty funny dude. We've been playing him often. So if you follow him on TikTok, let him know that we're playing him on our show so that he can maybe be a guest or something.
Overheard in my house. I'll give you $13 to stop being my sibling. 5-year-old. I'm going to wait for my sister to get home to eat my cookie. That's so sweet. You're going to share it with her. I'm not sharing. I just wanted to know about it. 6-year-old to her crying brother. It's okay to be sad. Sometimes we just need to let our feelings out. Just let yourself be sad. Me, oh darling, that's so lovely. Well done. Why is he crying? 6-year-old, I hit him. My husband is volunteer coaching second grade basketball, and out of nowhere, one of the kids burst into tears. When my husband asked him what was wrong, he said, I'm just so hungry and I know my brother is sitting at home eating snacks. My son keeps grabbing fists of air and screaming, mine. My daughter is crying, saying, teacher is stealing my air. They are in my bedroom on a Saturday morning. Fuck. Just overheard my 54-year-old dad tell my 58-year-old aunt, don't tell mum. So apparently that's a lifelong thing. overheard him.
So there you go. That is our.
dad jokes for the
Yeah,
day, or he said just jokes, but those are kind of dad jokes.
So again, if you're following him on TikTok, his name is Ryan.Maxwell22. Ryan.Maxwell22. If you're following him, please let him know that we are following him too, that we have him on the show. So
he is funny. Like those make me, I laugh out loud a lot of times at those. That just catch me off guard because are they kind of silly? Yeah. But that's the point. That's what makes them so funny is they're just so ridiculous. Like, and those are, some of them sound like true stories, like kid stealing his sister's hair. That's genius. That's genius. Like, if you want to bug you, it's like the same thing as when I'm not touching you. I'm not
He's
touching
me.
He's touching me. And it's
He's
like,
touching
no,
my
I'm not.
space.
It's that same concept.
Which is an actual fight sometimes that we have.
Yeah. Just this morning, we were like sounded so hateful to each other in the morning. We got up and we're just like, it was just hilarious. And I told Daniel, he was opening the door to do his hello world moment. And as I go, do you know if people heard us out of context or someone like recorded the audio, you couldn't see our faces, they would think we really hate each other.
You would not believe my spirituality if you heard it.
Yeah, you would.
Well, watch. Okay, here. I like to sleep under the comforter and the sheet. Does not like to sleep.
I can't.
He does not. There's two blankets over the bed.
Because the Tempur-Pedic mattress retains heat, and I end up sweating like a farmer.
I am a morning person. I do like.
And I am absolutely not.
But because he sleeps on top of the comforters, when he rolls,
I can't even. It's so weird. I pull the comforter over. And I don't even need it. I'm not even sleeping underneath.
So I'm under like the blanket, just
and the air conditioning's going because it's warm.
And the fan is going.
No, I only have the air conditioner. I don't have the fan on at the same time.
You did have the fan going on, not the air fan, the other fan.
I turned it off and I turned on the air conditioner.
I'm a shorts, t-shirt, and socks person. I get cold at night.
Yeah, we both. My days of sleeping in the buff are behind me because as I've gotten older, I've become leaky. So, if you want the truth, the sexy truth of why I don't sleep nude anymore, I can't fathom the thought of being leaky and sleeping nude in my bed and being leaky in bed. I know, I agree, Charlie. It's nasty, and I don't mean like number 2 or anything. And the thought of getting bit by something. It depends on what you're leaking. Oh my Lord, you guys are so bad. No, it's just, I just have learned over time as I've gotten older that sometimes, number 1 doesn't get completely drained for some reason, and later on it wants more.
Hey, we're older folk. We just look.
Yeah, we're not 22 anymore.
Hey, you decided to come into the show. You knew what kind of show this show was. Like, let's not pretend that we were.
But there are lots of experiences. I just take it as real.
I mean,
and also I'm comfortable.
Y'all know who we were when you came into the show. Y'all knew who we were.
But I just have become comfortable sleeping in something at least on the bottom half. And I like socks now. I like wearing socks to bed, which is so not sexy either. But my feet get cold.
I can't sleep in pajamas, but
I can't either. Oh God.
I have
I can't even sleep in long pajamas.
But I have boxers that I've been wearing.
Like sweatpants or anything, because I feel like I'm being constricted. Like all night I'm tossing and turning, trying to get out of it.
That's part of the argument that we have in the mornings, because he freezes.
Well, today he's all, come over and see how little blanket I had last night.
Look at this.
And I'm like, well, right over here, 2 feet from your feet is another blanket.
But I put the okay, look here. I have a tortilla blanket, yes.
And it's very warm.
It's very warm. So it's round like a tortilla.
It's huge.
And it's so nice. I put it on the bed, but then when I go to bed, it's not on the bed. So I forget. What is it? Well, boxers are cool because at least things can still flop around. Flop around. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, before we forget, you mean a taco blanket? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I have two
Well,
taco
it's a
blankets.
tortilla.
It's
And you
a
have a taco at home?
yeah. I have two tortilla blankets, and I have a concha
A concha blanket.
because I have the concha pillow too. So yeah. So there we go. All right, you ready?
Sure. Oh, my pick is Iron Chef. Looking for an Iron Legend. It's their latest version of Iron Chef for America, and you have your traditional leader guy who's on all the Iron Chefs.
By the Godfather.
They call him not the, I want to say counselor, but it's not counselor, chairman.
Chairman.
You have the same chairman. It's a fantastic competition. We just watched the first episode. It's pretty fast paced. You have really great hosts. I couldn't tell you their names right now, but they're really great hosts. And it's just so much fun to watch. And the creations that the Challenger and the Iron Chefs make is unbelievable. Like, and I just, it makes us always look up their restaurants. Like, where do they own restaurants? But the hard part is that I always think if we go to their restaurant, Alton Brown is one of the presenters, and Jet Tila. I love Jet Tila. She has another show on Netflix that was her going all over the world, or going to unique places in the world to sample unique cuisine and to kind of experience the environment that they cook it in. Another great show. Fantastic show. I really like this version of Iron Chef America, and I really enjoyed the first episode.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to looking at another one. And it just, again, the food is mouthwatering. Like, you're watching it and you can't believe it. I think Margaret, it's something Choi. This wonderful South Korean chef was the challenger, and she owns a couple Korean restaurants that are kind of a mixture of Korean and American. But it was just really great.
My pick of the week is Law of the Jungle on Netflix. There are several versions of Law of the Jungle. There's a Korean, there's a Japanese version, but the one that we've been watching is the Mexican version. It's on Netflix. The grand prize for the winner, the one that lasts till the end, is 2 million pesos, and it's a pretty fair amount. But so it's kind of like a mixture of Survivor.
Yeah.
And if you, like Big Brother type thing, you have to like scheme against each other to win money. Now the crazy
and you
thing,
can get deals to
Yeah.
steal money.
like the part that we were like, "Oh, this is good," is where everybody's holding on to this phone, this device, where they get messages from the producers guys, and they're about to go into a challenge, and like we're the team. But the producers will tell me, "Hey, Daniel, if you lose on purpose, we will give you 80,000 pesos out of the main prize. And if that's for you, you don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to.
You just have to make your team lose. Like,
You just have to lose. And there's little things like that. So
because there are challenges that they have to.
Yeah, but you don't always know that the player is getting this message.
Like, even as a viewer, we don't
don't
know if
know.
they accept the offer.
Yes.
So you don't know who's doing what.
All of a sudden they're running and like they start running like in slow motion and they keep falling. You're like, why? And like,
What did that one guy do? Oh, there was like a rope that went through a thing.
Yeah, I had to like a little maze, and instead of picking, there were two ropes. One was the shortest length, and one was the longest length. So they told him, I'm going to leave you one. They told him, if you pick the longest way, we will give you like 50,000 pesos if your team loses. And I'll leave it to you to decide what happened. But I mean, you have to watch the show. But it is so schemy, and my people are rotten people. Like, I'm watching the show and I'm getting mad, but I keep watching to see just what they're gonna do. And
They're mean.
and then the drama, all of a sudden they're like just tears. Veo novela.
And like crocodile tears for some of them. You're like, oh, come on.
So it's definitely going to watch The Law of the Jungle on Netflix.
Fantastic.
Go check it out.
And if you don't speak Spanish, it's still a great show. Just put on the subtitles.
And what are you watching this week that you have to recommend? What do you want to recommend to us? The other thing that's going on is I got a second show. For those of you that I told about the
voiceover.
vision description narration gig that I got with WGBH, I was doing one show, which is I just found it. So, but
La Cucina de mi
Abuela?
Abuela.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the one, and it's on Univision, right?
No, it's on Roku.
Oh, Roku.
Roku. It'll be coming out on Roku. I don't think it's out yet, but now they gave me a second show, which is called which is awesome because they trust me to deliver the messages that I'm supposed to deliver. But it's Cocina de Abuela. It's it's Serenata de las Estrellas, and it's in Spanish. And it's such a cool concept. It's not a pick of the week because it's not out yet, but keep it on your radar. If you have Roku, go check it out. Look for it. What they do is you get to nominate somebody in your community. It's here in Los Angeles that you think has been doing an exceptional job. And then the production company finds out who your favorite band is, and they get them to come to an event where they'll honor you, and the band does a free concert. So I just did the first episode. I can't talk about it too much because I can't give anything away yet. But once I get clearance, I will tell you about it. But it's such a cool show. So I get to narrate it. And I'll tell you this much. There's two sound people. There's a production guy, and then there's the quality guy who checks make sure that I'm reading everything right. And then me. The three of us were crying at the end of the episode. We had to pause because I had throats in my I was all choked up and couldn't do it. So we had to pause for a minute. But it's a really good show. So if you have Roku, Serenata de las Estrellas, and if you happen to hit that voice narration button, that would be me. You'll be hearing me.
You'll be hearing Daniel.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the voice description.
Daniel, should just be a personality on Me Too? What is that?
Okay. I'm sure it's an app or something.
I'm gonna check it out. Way to go! Thank you. I'm really excited. I'm super proud of the work that I'm doing there because not only am I working in entertainment, it's under my union, and then it's something of service, which y'all guys know me right now. I love working in environments that are of service to other people. So go check it out. What else is going on today? Oh my camera closed. We talked about first kisses.
Me Too is the leading digital media company representing the Latino point of view among consumers 18 to 44, which is why Michael knows about it.
Oh.
There are multiple touch points in video, editorial, social media, and commerce. We connect brands, connect buyers, and creators to the massive community of Latino consumers in America.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Me Too.
Do you connect with them? Do you send them? We'll have to figure it out.
Beatriz Acevedo is the founder.
How do you know about them, Michael? And if you know anybody there, connect us to them. What else is going on? First kiss, Get Organized Day. Today, by the way, is also no makeup day for those of you that wear makeup. This is all natural.
I don't have any makeup on. None.
Todo natural.
Never worn it.
Although I'm gonna be honest, I've been checking out, like, my cheekbones are looking mighty good lately.
Imagine if I put a little highlight in. Just a little.
I just have to Alien Day, Gem Day, Get Organized Day. Oh, Get Organized Day. I need to get organized.
It is becoming, it seems like the younger generations, Gen Y and Z, and that it is becoming much more accepted that men are wearing makeup out, like they're putting some light cover up, highlights. I've seen many TikTok with these young guys, and it has nothing to do with being any type of gay, straight, bi, whatever, that they put on these, and they look amazing afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is like what women have been doing forever. And I have thought about that. I've gone, it'd be nice to just highlight under the eyes, get rid of any darkness, and just like highlight the parts of your face you like, or cut that take that cheek line and really make it show. It's really amazing. I've seen some amazing tutorials.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, I mean, women know this already. You don't have to spend a fortune on the makeup, but you also don't want to spend 99-cent store makeup because that will clog up your pores and you'll probably regret it in the end in some way. But like getting some decent makeup doesn't have to cost a lot. And men, it's not about getting done up as, you know, not maybe putting as much makeup as a woman might, but it's putting on, it's way less than I've seen female counterparts put on, but it's enough that makes you look, it just makes your skin look like everything looks refined. You're not shiny. You're nice and matte. Your pores are all under control. It's really cool.
Nice. Well,
I think it's a wonderful idea. I would love to learn to put it on and do it.
I will call you. We will call you the eyeliner queen from now on, Emery. That's well. I wear makeup. Cardiva wears.
That was a thing in the early '80s too.
Cardiva wears makeup.
Oh yeah.
Cardiva.
Daniel knows how to do a smoky eye.
I'm pretty
mascara.
Good. Well, Nancy, who's probably watching still. Nancy, my sister, taught me how to do the smoky eye. We were on video, and she was showing me how to put it. And then I mastered it for Cardiva. But Cardiva wears makeup, which is kind of shimmery and glowy.
Mm-hmm.
I look. If you haven't seen them, go check out Cardiva photos. I look
and
pretty
it's
good.
just, you know, it's not. Yeah, you don't put on any cover up yet.
I cover my face.
Oh, so you do put some cover.
Yeah, and then I do a little bit of glitter.
You have to do a little.
You know, just a little bit of shimmer, but I make sure I do the smoky eye. And I have different versions depending on which character I'm doing.
I think that's a great idea, Michael. If it helps, if it causes you to feel good about yourself, why the heck care what anyone else thinks? Just use it, do it. And if you know how to do it, all the more power to you. It's like, I'm like, if it helps you to feel pretty and self-confident, why would you not do it? It doesn't make any sense not to. So
here it is. Batalla en Abuela's Kitchen is the show that I'm on.
Battle in Grandma's Kitchen.
Yeah, Batalla en Abuela's Kitchen is the first show that I'm doing. It's on Roku. It should be out pretty soon.
And it's focused on Gen Z set.
Yeah, so for those of you that are wondering, Batalla en Abuela's Kitchen, they pick 3 young people to compete against each other in the cooking. So what they have this little treasure chest with recipes, and they get to pick a recipe and they cook it. And then the judges, there's 3 judges, there's 3 grandmothers, and then there's 3 kids, young people. The one with the worst gets kicked off.
Goodbye.
And then they replace that with one of the grandmothers. So one of the grandmothers battling 2 of the young people.
Oh, that's
and then in that one, it's a blind test. So the judges come back, try the food, and somebody gets kicked off, and then
it could be the grandmother.
Yeah,
too.
and then when somebody gets kicked off and somebody wins, and it's a $5,000 prize. But it's battle against the grandmothers, and it's really cool. There's a couple of episodes where I've been like, oh, that's really sweet. Like we're on episode 4 right now, taping. So
not us.
Yeah,
it's not airing.
Not us. But if you've been missing, we got like 2 minutes to go. If you follow us on TikTok, if you follow me on TikTok, we started doing a cooking and coaching series.
Yeah, it's mostly Daniel, but it has taken off.
So when I get to cook dinner for both of us, or if I'm at home cooking dinner, I will be talking about coaching stuff through the 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
And when he's home doing it, it usually makes me jealous because he's eating something amazing and I'm eating like beans out of a can.
And when I'm here with Christian, he'll jump on camera, and people start asking for him. It's like, where's the other person? Where's the other guy? So last night, which I will be posting these on YouTube, by the way. So make sure you check
Little Mexican.
So make sure you follow us and hit that notification bell. I did a really cool episode last night on manifestation. Yeah. If you are wondering about manifestation, how to do it, if you haven't been doing it and you're like, I don't know if I'm doing it right, I'm not the expert, and my way is not the only way.
Nope.
But the way that I laid it out last night really made sense.
And people took notes.
Yeah, people were taking notes. People were commenting on it. So we might be doing that on Zodiacs as well, talking about manifestation. Chris, I was in your neighborhood yesterday at a shop next block over. I wanted to stop by lunch, but didn't know if you were home. Text us.
Yeah, always text us. I was working yesterday. So unfortunately, I wouldn't have been available, but Always text, because 9 times out of 10, I could have the day off, and
Yep.
I'd be happy to
Always
take on
text.
lunch.
If you're ever in the area, people, come by. Anyway, we're almost down to the end. Just a couple of reminders of things. If you're going to be in New Orleans, remember to catch me at the conference, 2023 National Latinx Conference on HIV, HCV, SUD. I'm going to be presenting the alignment that day. If you want to catch and you want to be part of Radiant Health Center's gala, make sure you go check them out at radianthealthcenters.org for Midsummer Night's Dreams. I will be there. You can buy a table and then invite people to come and join you.
Or you could buy a seat.
Yeah. For those of you that were here last week and we talked about the candle, we did light the candle. There is the burned out candle. If you can, those are Christians in my name, but on the other side was all the other names that were asked to be put on there. So good vibes going your way here. Good vibes going your way. We did light the candle and we did put it on for y'all. The 2 workshops that I had, excellent. They were excellent.
They went really well.
So we will be having some virtual conferences, virtual workshops in English. We did the one virtual in Spanish for the alignment. And my sister was there. And 3 other friends were there. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good that it's now a support group. So the Spanish group has turned into a support group, and we're going to be meeting every other week for the next 8 sessions. So please, if you ever see one of these banners up, check it out, because those banners will tell you when the next English version, either all women or all men sessions will start. We'll have a work group to do a workshop. And we got a really good idea now. Maybe we'll do one for caregivers, caretakers. So anyway, anything else?
No, I think we have said a lot today.
A lot.
And thank you, Wanda, for understanding what I meant when I talked about being in bed. Thank you. I'm going to leave it at that. It's nice to have someone who understands.
But thank you, everybody, for joining us. Happy Wednesday. And I thought I was going to look something up about the calendar next week. But no, we will be here next week. It'll be the week after that. We'll be here. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for joining.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.